Hi, this is Gingerhawk, and I'm here on Impulse's Season 7 Patreon server again. Today I'm going to do a very quick video about farms, and we're going to do the raid farm today because this one's a little bit complicated and it's killed me a few times. So let's go find it first. So if I start off at spawn, I'll give you guys a good idea exactly how to find it. Let's pop through to the nether. And we want to go up the north tunnel. So incidentally, the only inventory I tend to bring for doing this sort of farm is just a boat, because I panic too much about losing everything else. I've been killed a few times on this one. There's a sword usually at the raid farm, so hopefully that one will be there. No one's borrowed it. And to get there, as I say, go up the north tunnel and go up to -1000, which we're nearly at now. And then when we get to that junction, if we swing a right, oh, and we've missed the junction. Let's try that again. There we go, swing a right. And we want to go down this east tunnel until you get to 895, I believe it is. You'll see some banners on the right hand side when you get there. So we're 400, so we're nearly there. And so finding it's the easy part. There we go, we're getting close. 800. There we go. 895. Oh, there we go. I was 10 out. Let's grab my boat. No, don't need that anymore. Right, let's jump through to the overworld and get to the farm itself. So, this is the raid farm. So up the top there, you've got the area where all the bad guys actually spawn. And we've got a kill chamber. Oops, if I can get to it. Kill chamber in the middle here. Ah, yeah, look, the sword's there, so we can borrow that in a minute and get going. We've got a kill chamber here, and what will happen is you'll get dropped down below. There's actually a villager down below, so when you get bad omen, which I'll show you how to do in a second, you'll come and sit in this thing. In fact, let's do that now. So we push right up against that pressure plate there. That'll align you across these two blocks. That pressure plate will also activate these pistons to push you across so that you're in the right place to actually use the farm. And when you've got your sword on, you can see there's a tiny little gap just underneath this chest and above this block. And you can see an armor stand there. What you need to do is actually line up your crosshair directly on that. And then the bad guys will spawn into that area and you can kill them there. What you'll also need is an auto clicker as well. You can do it by hand, but if you're going to be farming this for a long period of time, you're probably going to get a sore finger. And you've also got to kill these guys within about 1.5 seconds, otherwise Vex starts to spawn, and that's the point when people start to die. So get yourself an auto clicker, get that set up, and then when we come to do this bit, you'll get that running, and every 1.5 seconds you'll be attacking there, killing these guys, and then their drops will drop into the system and get sorted out. What will also happen is there's a little timer behind here. So when we turn the system on, there's a little hopper clock here, which every 30-40 seconds or so will open this trapdoor up. So if I line up on here again, the first time you can do it manually, or you can just wait. Actually, let's activate the system so I can show you it fully working. So if you flick this lever here, that'll get the system running, and then up the top here you can see these guys are basically pushing all the mobs across onto one side so that they're in front ready for you to kill. There's a little hopper clock behind here that's now counting down. This stuff's going across, and when that goes to 0, that'll actually power this block and drop you down. So if I get in position for the first time, I'm just going to press the button. What this will do is it'll drop you all the way down as we just saw there. And if you've got bad omen, there's a villager down there as well. So what that'll do is it will trigger a raid. Very important, don't move around when you're dropping down or coming back up again, because otherwise you might drop out of the water stream and you'll end up going splat on the floor. So just stay completely still. Once you've pushed against this, you get moved across. Either press this button or wait until the timer kicks in to drop you down the first time. Line up on this here and then start your auto clicker, and that's it. You're pretty much done at that point. And yeah, mobs will just start dying. There we go. So there's an automatic one as well. So we just drop down, little pressure plate there, kicks the system to push us back across. and then we come back up again. We'll hit the pressure plate up here. That'll fire these pistons, and we're back lined up again, and that'll be how the system runs. And then once you're finished, just come out, turn the system off, hopefully pick a point where there's no mobs left, just make sure you kill them all. Return the sword there, and then down here you can come and collect all your lovely loot. So there'll be emeralds in here. Most of this has probably been cleaned out by the last person that used it. There we go, there's a couple of golden dust in there. Some sugar. Everyone tends to leave the sugar in the sticks, nobody really wants those. Got spider eyes, and you've got glass bottles. So these will obviously all fill up as the raid dies and get sorted into here. What you've also got on the end here is kind of like a garbage system, so things that people don't tend to want too much, like banners and axes, crossbows and things like that, will build up in here. You can just leave these, you can help yourself to them. I don't think anyone would really mind if you took any of these, because they go in the garbage. And there is actually a little purge button here as well, so if you hit this, that will actually drop all of this stuff into the lava to clear the system out. Again, don't need to do that, but if you want to, it just keeps it nice and tidy. So anyway, we've come through the portal. I would very much advise setting your spawn on the bed, so that if you do die here, at least you come back. If there are Vex about, you might need to nip through the nether portal to get out of the way very quickly and call for some help. And what we'll do is we'll go actually activate the system now, and we'll see how we do. So on the other side of this nether portal, you can see there's this nice big long glass tunnel. This will take us all the way out to where the villager outpost is. So as you can see just down there in the distance, we're getting closer to it. There's an villager outpost down there, and this has been specifically set up to get you bad omen kind of as safely as you can do. So you can just see in the distance there as we're running. Oh, what's that? I just noticed there's a block missing there. Okay, might have to repair that. Don't want to fall down there. Yeah, so you've got an villager outpost here. As you can see, it's got buttons all over it to stop things spawning all over the top of it and everything like that. It's also got a perimeter around it with dispensers in the floor that will actually cover the floor with water. That will stop mobs from spawning when you don't want them to. And obviously you can get yourself ready, grab what you need, get your bad omen, turn the water back on again, and then you can leave. So if we come up to here, so it's again a little bit tricky. I might have to build some walls around here, because I'm sure people have probably fallen off here, and you probably would land on the roof as well. But to activate this, you've got an up water pipe here and a down drop here. So this is just like a normal drop. It'll drop into some water, so don't worry, you won't die. There we go. And then we're down on sort of the killing and spawning area for the villagers. I have actually dropped a shulker box up here with some comically named bows and arrows in it, so just grab some of those, get yourself ready, get that, the evoker smoker, lovely, get that ready to go. We have one stone button here, so if you hit this stone button, what that's going to do is turn off all these water dispensers out here, and then basically everything can spawn. So what we need now is to get some villagers to spawn, and we're looking for one with a banner. If you don't get much in the way of spawns, what you can do, and I'll do this now just to show you, so there's not much going on down there. If you go back up the water pipe, that will get you out of range of all of those mobs. They'll all despawn, and then when you drop down again, there'll be a fresh lot spawn in. So hopefully we'll have better luck the next time, and we'll get a guy with a banner. So let's just drop down again. Let's see if we've had any better luck this time. I don't want to attack him with a boat. There's a few of them down there. No guys with banners. Ah, here we go. We've got a guy down here. So I tend to just crouch and hover over the side of the steps here, because they all bunch up down here, and they're very easy to shoot like that. So just keep plugging away at them until we hit the guy with the banner. There we go. Got him once. Let's try him again. They do like to just sit there and wait to be killed. Can go down there if you want, but I'm not that brave and I'm not wearing any armour. So there we go. Right, so we got him. We got a bad omen, so we'll chuck the bow and the arrows back in the box. Hit the button to turn all the water back on to stop guys spawning. Don't worry about the guys that are down there, because as soon as you go up this water pipe, they're all going to despawn because you're going to be out of range. But now we've got our bad omen, we can go and actually use the farm. So let's get back up again. Now we do the long walk all the way back to the farm again. We just about make it out in the distance there. Oh, actually, what's that? It's a beacon. That's not the farm, is it? No, there we go. Just coming into range now. It is a bit of a walk, this one. I don't know if you can just make it out as well, but underneath that long drop, just there, you can't quite see the villager. He's not spawned in, but there's actually a composter down there with the villager sat in it. So that's the guy that's actually going to trigger the raid. So as we go into the kill zone, when we drop down to the bottom there, we'll get into range of that guy. That'll start the raid off. We'll come back up again. The only place the raid can spawn is up here, and they'll all get funneled down into this kill zone. And as long as we've got our auto clicker set up correctly, we'll take them all out. And then we'll drop down again after a certain period of time, once that timer's opened up the floor again, and we should start another raid. Because you normally get a guy with a banner. So let's go up here. We've got our sword. Let's just pop that off of there. Let's turn the system on. There we go. You can hear that's all running. Let's line ourselves up on here. What we want to do is line up just there. So what I'm going to quickly do is tab out to my auto clicker. Set that up for 1.5 seconds. And then start that off. There we go. So I'm now clicking away. The timer should drop me down in a minute. I'm going to wait for the first one because if I press it too soon, I'm not sure if I'll get the timing wrong. So I'm going to wait until the floor drops me the first time. Hopefully the bad omen will stick around that long. It should do. And don't worry, by the way, as you're attacking, you're obviously using up hunger. There is actually a beacon here, so if you can see my hearts are actually regenerating. You can see at the top right we've got regeneration on. So if you do get down to 0 food, oh, there we go, there's the first timer. So there we go, first raid has started. Yeah, so if you do get down to 0 food, the beacon will actually keep you alive. So even if you AFK at this thing for ages with no food, you'll still be fine. Okay, so we've been pushed across, the raid has started. You can hear ominous horn blows on the subtitles down the bottom right hand corner, so we should get some guys dropping in soon. There we go. And we've got ominous banner back again, bad omen back again, because we've killed a banner guy, so that means the next time we drop down, if we've cleared all these guys, the raid will start again, and then we'll just carry on going. You can see my levels are going up as well, so it's quite useful for getting some XP. I'm up 18 levels already. And my inventory is unfortunately filling up with some stuff, but once that fills up, it will drop down into the sorting system. Okay, I think that way is complete, so we'll drop down again in a second. This would, by the way, be the point that if you wanted to stop, you would just back out and then just turn the system off, because there's not another raid started, there's no bad guys left, so you could just turn the system off and walk away at that point, and you're done. But we'll do another one. So there we go, ominous horn, another raid set coming in. We'll clear these guys up and then we'll try and back off. So this is an insane raid farm as well. I love this thing. It's great when it doesn't kill you. So do make sure you've got your auto clicker set to about 1.5 seconds though, because if you leave it any longer than that, the evokers that drop down will spawn Vexes quite quickly. And once they're out, yeah. Right, so let's back off of here. So they're all dead. Let's just turn my auto clicker off. Turn the system off. There we go. You can hear the items ticking away. Let's put the sword back in there. There we go. So the farm sword's back. By the way, that sword is enchanted with looting and all sorts of other good stuff. We've still got bad omen at the moment. So if you wanted to get rid of that, there's a little chest just sat in front of this cow here. Grab some milk out of that. Have a drink. Get rid of that. And you can milk the cow. Put it back in there again. All good. Ideally, you want to get rid of that before you go and see any of the villager trading areas, because you'll obviously set off a raid in there and you won't be very popular if you do that. Dump anything you don't want in here, so this obviously all goes back into the the garbage system again. Actually, I don't want any of these either. Very good source of tokens of undying. But let's see what we got for that very short time we were doing that. There we go. We got over a stack of emeralds. Got some redstone, some gunpowder. Like I say, we're only doing that, what, less than a minute, so sugar's obviously full, sticks are obviously full, and yeah, other stuff. If you're doing any brewing, then obviously it's quite useful for that as well. And that's it, guys. So that's how to use the raid farm, how to collect your stuff, and yeah, once you've picked up all your bits, you can just leave and go back to what you were doing. Hope that's been useful. Leave me anything in the comments below if there's anything else you need details on, and I'll try and put something in the comments for the link to the auto clicker that I use, but really doesn't matter. Whichever one you use is absolutely fine. All right, take care, guys. Thanks. Bye.